Welcome back, everyone. You're going to have to deal with no live camera today, as if anybody was showing up to these or seeing me talk air quotes live. Instead, this is a recording of me streaming Monster Train the other night on my Twitch channel. Hashtag humble plug. But today we're going to talk about some of the latest goings on in Star Wars Unlimited. There's been an enormous amount of drama, which we knew was coming as a result of Minneapolis. But there was also additional drama that was revealed at Minneapolis and some other events like the UK event and other things that are going on because, well, there are some leaks, rumored leaks. There is a rumored acknowledgement of the said leaks. And to be clear, the leaks we're talking about are for Set 5 that allegedly, I emphasize that because this is all internet rumors, that there were people walking around with the entire spoiler well ahead of schedule in Minneapolis, as well as at the UK event and other larger events. The word on the street is FFG has acknowledged that this is the case and that they will be, quote unquote, doing something. What that is, whether it even happened, whether the leaks are true, obviously up for debate. But putting the drama from Minneapolis aside about draws and stuff, the spoiler alert, I talked about it last time. I don't care about any of that stuff. It's not a problem. It's not a big deal. If you think it's a big deal, do some soul searching and get over it. But the leaks are interesting. I've only been in one situation in past card gaming lives where this sort of thing even came up. Not a leak, but where the first party had to just kind of do a dump of the spoiler. And I would not be surprised if we got that. There is a level of competitive integrity that people are concerned about where it's, hey, will Team X or individuals X, Y, and Z have access to the full spoiler well ahead of everybody else, which could lead to an unfair advantage in what is clearly going to be an unknown metagame leading into the Galactic Championships. None of us are going to have a whole lot of time, and the picture is really incomplete. Somebody, one of my locals, shout out to Bernardo, had mentioned that apparently we are at over half of the spoilers. And to be honest, there's still a lot of gaps. Even if it was 60%, 70%, 80%, the remaining percentage is still very large. And as a result is going to be informing a lot of decisions where the entire metagame could turn on its head due to a single card. So I got to be honest, I hate spoiler season. It bores me. I don't care because it's like being given one page out of a 1,000-page book. I mean, I guess it would be closer like a 200 or 300-page book, but you get the point. We're not being given the context. We don't know all the pieces. We don't know what's going on. And as a result, you can't properly evaluate things. I mean, yes, you could look at something in a vacuum and go, oh yeah, that's super powerful, or man, that's terrible. But if the support or counter is in the unknown, all the effort you're putting in now is going to be wasted. And as a result, for any set, typically, I just don't care until we have the full spoiler. It's like, oh yeah, that's cute. Maybe if there's a Boba Fett character or a Darth Vader character or somebody like that I'm somewhat emotionally attached to. Other than that, I just don't care. The difference here is, and I would not care leading into Galactics, but it does put people on unequal footing. Am I going to win Galactics? No, it's extremely unlikely, which is ironic given that it's in Vegas and we could make jokes about long shots all day. But there are people who would be disadvantaged that could utilize that information. So as a result, I think that they do need to do something, and allegedly they will. The situation that I alluded to before, where I've seen something akin to this, was the transition from Upper Deck to Cryptozoic for the WoW TCG. Because the license was changing hands and there was an upcoming limited event, it was the sealed and draft event with a new set on the horizon, they just released the full text spoiler for Wrathgate so that everybody had access to all the cards. And I loved it, even though I wasn't going, because then I could get excited about the set. I just can't get excited about something that I know nothing about. Which is also, ironically, I think why I don't get scared at horror movies. It's like, oh, you never show the monster because it's more scary in your mind. No, if I can't see it, it's not scary. It's just like, it might as well not exist. And I kind of treat this the same way. I'm looking forward to seeing what FFG does just from a general. It's interesting to know procedurally, bureaucratically, what their response to different scenarios like this. Not that we're going to get a leak every set, although inevitably it seems like every set has some problem because FFG can't help but put holes in their feet. But it is curious to see how you respond to this sort of thing in a professional manner. Putting that aside, speaking of Galactics, I am going to be going. I still got to grind a buy. I got 3 more events to try and get that day 1 buy because I really do want to play in a bunch of the side events and come home with a bunch of the swag. Because I think there's some cool stuff to be had. I'm still of the opinion that the prizes suck. I don't even think they announced what, ironically, I don't think they've even announced what the official prizes are for Galactics, like the main event. But speaking generally, the FFG prizes suck, and I think that there is this heavy leaning on the idea that, oh, there's tons of Star Wars people out there who are going to buy showcases and whatever. Even putting Carbonite by the wayside for the moment, showcase prices aren't spectacular. I mean, don't get me wrong. You open it and hit $200, great. Or you could hit $20 because you got Rose or Holdo or something like, well, Holdo's, I guess, like 45. But like, we're not talking Lorcana numbers, One Piece numbers, Magic numbers, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Star Wars doesn't and hasn't had the pull that I think most people attribute to it for a very, very long time. And I think FFG needs to step it up in that regard to justify people traveling. I said it way back with the PQ prizes when they embarrassingly only provided a single case as extra prizing for all of these events. They should be providing way more because you want people to get excited about the event even if they know they're not going to win. Be like, oh, there's a chance that I could do this. Or maybe that allows the events to pay out to farther places, 64th place or whatever. The issue with the current thing or the potential loss is that the opportunity cost here is that people can't get as excited about all-in, arguably meaningless events. And this will all change with the points system, or should hopefully change. But I really think FFG, just like the streams at RQs and SQs, they need to get more involved in these events in whatever way they can, because you want people to be excited and then see events that they didn't attend and get some level of FOMO because it's like, man, there were so many people there and it looked like so much fun. And then somebody at their locals came home and be like, yeah, I came home with a whole box of cards for finishing in, 98th place. That is exaggerating a bit, but there should be things like that, stories being told like that, so people are excited and they want to be involved. It's all marketing. But that's going to do it for this time. So as always, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time for more Random's Thoughts.